Hello and welcome to Mythical Meeples. Today on the channel I'll be reviewing the Barbarian Path of the Dragon, a subclass from Tome of Heroes. For those of you who don't know, Tome of Heroes is a D&D supplement for 5th edition by Kobold Press, which contains a number of subclasses, backgrounds, new spells, magic items, all of which are compatible with 5th edition. You also have new races and sub-races to play with, new weapon options and alternatives for downtime. As I said, today we'll be looking at the Path of the Dragon. So barbarians that choose the Path of the Dragon are those who seek not only to emulate dragons, but also to become one. So dragons have mixed opinions on this. Some see it as flattery, generally metallic, whilst others see it as insulting. So it also offers you a range of role-playing ideas. If your DM plans on throwing some dragons at you, you may be able to win their favour, or you may end up with them targeting you instead. So you choose this subclass at level 3, and at level 3 you get 2 different abilities. So the first one is Totem Dragon, so you can speak and read Draconic, and you gain resistance to the damage type of your chosen dragon. So you choose a dragon, black or copper gives you acid, blue or bronze gives you lightning, brass, gold or red gives you fire, green gives you poison, and silver or white gives you cold. If you wanted to, you could also speak to your DM and ask if you could use the dragon types from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons, in which case you'd get Psychic, Thunder, Force, Necrotic, and Radiant resistance instead if you chose the associated dragon. Which dragon you choose also affects some of your later abilities. So your other ability at 3rd level, so your body becomes more dragon-like, your jaws extend and sort of get longer, so more like fangs than actual teeth. So while raging, you can use a bonus action to make a melee attack with your bite against one creature you can see within 5 feet of you. So you're proficient with it, and it deals 1d8 plus your strength modifier piercing plus damage of your Totem Dragon equal to your proficiency bonus. So this is already really good in terms of damage output, because you'll get your normal attack, then you can get the bonus action attack as well whilst raging. And unlike the Barbarian Berserker path of the Berserker from the main rulebook, you don't suffer a level of exhaustion for doing so. So this is already much, much stronger than the Berserker in the main player's rulebook. And I feel it fits very much in keeping with the class abilities. It just really goes for that Barbarian feel. Overall, in terms of gameplay, I think it's quite strong, but not unbalanced. I think it's a good level because you can only do it whilst raging. At level 6, you gain Legendary Might. So once per long rest, you can choose to succeed a failed saving throw. And at level 14, you can then do this twice. For me, this is great. Think of all those fights you've had where you've come up against the monster's legendary resistance, and now you can do the same. You can turn around to someone and say, you've cast a spell on me, I don't want it to happen. Nope, it's not happening. So someone's trying to turn you against your allies with Dominate Person. Not anymore. Someone restraining you with magic. Nope. Just gives you a lot more control over your character. So at level 10, you gain Aspect of the Dragon, which means when you enter the rage, you can gain one of the following aspects, and there's 4 to choose from. So you can gain Dragon Heart, which you must finish a short or long rest before you can manifest this aspect again. It grants you temporary hit points equal to 1d12 plus your Barbarian level. So a bit like the Fighter's second win, except you gain temporary hit points instead of regaining lost hit points. Very useful for just increasing your durability. You should have a high constitution anyway if you're playing a Barbarian, but it just means that you can frontline just that bit better. Second option, Dragon Hide, which increases your AC by 2. Again, makes you much more durable, so you can frontline for longer again. Then you've got Dragon Sight, which is the third option. You gain blind sight out to a range of 60 feet. Blindside is something that sometimes comes up. If your character doesn't have dark vision, then Blindside will probably be incredibly useful. Otherwise, if you're finding yourself up against things that use lots of illusions or perhaps turn invisible, then it's really useful. The fourth and final aspect of the dragon is dragon wings. So you sprout wings resembling those of your totem dragon, so the black, copper, blue, etc. And then you gain a flying speed of 30 feet. If wearing armour, it must accommodate these wings, and any clothing that doesn't is destroyed. So if you're wearing armour that's not got space for your wings to come out, you can't use this aspect. But as a barbarian with the unarmoured defence, chances are you're going to not be wearing armour anyway. So for me, wings is probably the most useful of these. The others are all good, but one of the things that melee focused characters sometimes struggle with is sort of flying creatures such as dragons, and it just gives you ability to counteract that. The others are all good options. The AC is really useful, probably my second pick, but they're all decent. But the wings would definitely be my go-to just for that versatility. So the final ability we get from the subclass is Worm Lungs. So starting at level 14, you can, once per long rest, as an action when raging, make a breath attack. Creatures within a 60-foot cone then make a dex save, the DC equaling 8 plus your con mod plus your proficiency bonus, taking 12d8 damage, matching your damage type, matching your aspect dragon on a failed save, and half as much on success. So this is really strong to me. Deals a lot of damage over a large area and should be relatively hard to save against. But then spellcasters can probably do something similar as well. So in terms of balance, I think it's very well balanced. It just gives you the option to do some AoE with your Barbarian and just kill a lot of things. So my overall thoughts is I really love the dragon theme. It adds a nice role-playing element as well if you come across a dragon or a dragonborn. I think the subclass is very well balanced when you compare it to Totem Barbarian and the Berserker in the player's handbook. I feel like it sort of sits somewhere in the middle, which is good because the Worm Teeth seems like a good alternative to the Berserker's extra attack that they get for Ren Raging. You don't suffer the level of exhaustion, which I've always felt a bit strange on the Berserker. So overall, I'm really, really happy with the Path of the Dragon. Love the balance, love the roleplay. And as I mentioned, if you wanted to, you could speak to your DM and choose one of the additional gem dragons from Fizban's. And I don't think that would make the class any more unbalanced. I think it would stay relatively level. So I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope it inspires you to create your own Path of the Dragon Barbarian. If you like my content, please like, comment, subscribe. It all helps me, helps the YouTube algorithm, so more people can find my content. If you want to support me as well, you can become a member of Mythical Meeples. I'll be putting a link in the description below, or you can support me on Patreon as well, and again, I'll put a link in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.